Pressure belts on the Earth's surface. The heat received from the sun is uneven in different regions. Hence, the distribution of the temperature is uneven from the equator to the poles. As a result, the temperature zones are created. We have studied this in previous class. Let's have recap on it.
Explanation. Sun rays coming towards the earth travel in straight lines. However, as the earth is spherical in shape, these are not perpendicular to all the parts of the earth's surface. In some parts, they are perpendicular, whereas in other parts, they are slanting. Let us see what effect it has on the earth. The perpendicular rays occupy less area. See figure A. The part where the rays occupy lesser area receives bright sunshine and greater heat. Hence, the surface there gets heated more and the air becomes hotter. The slant rays occupy a larger area. See in figure B. In this area, sunlight appears less bright and there is less heat. Hence, the surface there gets less heated and the air too is less hot. Do it yourself. The region marked A in figure receives perpendicular rays, while the region marked B receives slant rays, and the region marked C receives the rays are extremely slanting. Using a scale, measure the lengths of the lit up portions on the Earth's surface in A, B and C regions. Measure the width of the rays shown between the Earth and the Sun. Considering the parallels of latitude marked in the figure, tell the regions where the temperature will be high, moderate and low. The temperature will be high in the regions receiving perpendicular sun rays. The temperature will be moderate in the regions receiving slant rays. The temperature will be low in the regions receiving extremely slanting sun rays. Explanation. Sun rays falling on the earth are straight and parallel to each other. However, we have seen that due to spherical shape of the earth and the resultant curvature of the surface, they occupy a larger or lesser area. This leads to unequal distribution of the heat received from the sun, resulting in decreasing temperature from the equator to the north and south poles. Based on the distribution of temperature, the earth can be divided into torrid, temperate and frigid zones or tropical, temperate and polar regions. Try to understand this from figure.
Equatorial low pressure belt. The sun rays can be perpendicular between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. So, the temperature is higher in this region. Hence, air in this region gets heated, expands, becomes lighter and moves towards the sky. As this process operates continuously, a low pressure belt gets formed in the central part of this region between the parallels 5° north and 5° south. Mid-latitudinal high pressure belts. The heated air becomes lighter, starts ascending and after reaching higher altitudes moves towards the polar region, that is towards the north and the south pole. Due to low temperatures at the higher altitudes, the air cools down and becomes heavier. This heavier air descends down in both the hemispheres in the region between 25° to 35° parallels. This leads to the formation of high pressure belts. In these parallels of latitudes in both the hemispheres, this air is dry, hence the region does not get rainfall. Consequently, most of the hot deserts on the earth are found in these regions. Subpolar low pressure belts. Due to Earth's curvature, the area between two parallels gets reduced as we move towards the poles. This results in lesser friction of the air with the Earth's surface. Air in this region is thrown out because of this reduced friction and also because of the Earth's rotational motion. This leads to the development of a low pressure belt. This condition is observed in the area between 55 degree and 65 degree parallels in both the hemispheres. Polar high pressure belts. In both the polar regions, the temperature is below 0 degree Celsius throughout the year. Hence, here the air is cold. As a result, high pressure belts get formed. These are called polar high pressure belts. They generally occupy the area between 80 degree and 90 degree parallels in both the hemispheres. The duration and the intensity of sun rays varies during particular periods of the year in both the hemispheres. As a result, the locations of the temperature zones and the pressure belts dependent on the sun's heat also vary. This change is of the order of 5 degree to 7 degree towards north in Uttarayan and 5 degree to 7 degree south in Dakshinayan. This is called the oscillation of pressure belts. Always remember, the major difference between the temperature zones and pressure belts is that the temperature zones are continuous and are spread from the equator to the poles from torrid to frigid. Pressure belts are not continuous and areas of high and low pressure are found in different regions from the equator to the poles. Effects of air pressure. Air pressure has the following effects: origin of winds, generation of storms, conventional type of rain. Air pressure affects the breathing activity too. Isobars. The line that joins the places of equal pressure on the map is called an isobar. Can you tell? Observe the map given above and study the distribution of air pressure. Consider the following points. The nature of the isobars. The isobars are joining places of equal air pressure on the map. High and low pressure belts and their latitudinal position. The latitudinal position of high pressure belt is between 25 degree and 35 degree parallels and between 80 degree and 90 degree parallels in both the hemispheres. The latitudinal position of low pressure belt is between 0 degree and 5 degree parallels and between 55 degree and 65 degree parallels in both the hemispheres. The direction of the isobars and the distance between successive isobars over the oceans and continents. In the northern hemisphere, most of the isobars are in the southwest to northeast direction over the continents. Also, the distance between the isobars varies. Closely spaced isobars indicate large pressure changes over a small area. widely spaced isobars indicate gentle or gradual pressure change. In the southern hemisphere, the isobars extend in east-west direction. The distance between the isobars is fairly constant over the oceans, and so the isobars are fairly parallel to each other. Comparison of the isobars in the northern and the southern hemispheres. In the northern hemisphere, the isobars are far spaced and uneven, whereas in the southern hemispheres, they are closely spaced and parallel. Do you know? The air pressure at sea level is 1013.2 millibars. Use your brain power. If there is low pressure at the equator, what will be the condition of air pressure in the Arctic zone? The Arctic zone will experience high pressure as the temperature is lower than 0 degrees Celsius. Always remember, air pressure is measured in units of millibars. For this, an instrument called barometer is used. The air pressure at the Earth's surface is measured with this instrument. Give it a try. Study the temperature distribution map given in your standard 6th textbook and the pressure distribution map in this lesson to find the correlation between air temperature and air pressure. The temperature decreases continuously from the equator to the poles, but the air pressure varies alternately. In the equatorial region, the average temperature is high, hence the air pressure is low. In the polar regions, the temperature is low and hence the air pressure is comparatively high. Do you know? All things in and on the earth stay earthbound because of the earth's gravity. This includes air which is in the gaseous form. Due to the earth's gravity, air is pulled to the earth's surface. That is why air pressure is maximum at sea level. Note that air exerts pressure on everything and everyone, including us. It is believed that the weight of the air column on any one person's head amounts to 1000 kilograms.